Hello, today is senior strength. You're going to want weights and either a mat or a chair. It's a full body workout today. Are you ready to go? Get your gear and join me. Adjust slightly. There we go. All right, I'm ready. I have my band and I have my weights today. So I'm going to use it all. Start by stepping back. Just take a step back, nice and easy. We have 4 more. Open up the chest as you do that. Now step forward. Open those arms. 4 more. Step out to this side, out, push back in. Catch yourself on the foot, push back in. Lift that arm to the side. Switch sides, out and in. Feet are both facing forward. 4, 3, 2, stepping back. Each time we start over again with this, we're going to progress and get a little bit bigger. 4. That's a bigger step back. Forward and forward. So it's a bigger step forward. Stride forward. Strike with your heel. Land on that heel and then roll down onto the whole foot. Soften the knee. 2 more. Out to the side. Take a bigger step if you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to scoot over just a little so I have more space. Take a nice big stride. Good. Land on that foot and soften that knee. And lift out. Last 2. And last 1. Going back. Now can you take it back to a lunge? Yes. Maybe no. Do you? Same thing, forward lunge, forward lunge, forward lunge. Oh yes. Getting big into those legs, into the hips. Use your core to stabilize and hold you up, help you balance. To the side, down, up, down. So when I say down, we were here before. Now we're setting those hips back. Yes? Two more. And let's switch. Yes, you'll have a slight forward lean from the hips. Stay engaged and tall, long through the spine without collapsing. This is the last one. Good. If you feel fairly warm, pick up your weights, please. Bring your feet together to start. Pick up your toes, heels, toes, heels. So rocking forward and back to start with. Engage, pulling tight through the belly. Now lift tall through the chest. Relax those shoulders down. 4, 3, yes, a little balance. 2, 1, excellent. Weight into the heels, but not too far, and pull your toes wide. Out, in, out, in, out, in. So we're turning right from the top of the hip to hold it wide. Excellent. Now tighten, tighten, tighten all the way from your heels. Pull your thighs together. Tighten through the pelvic floor. Squeeze through the glutes. Lift up. Those shoulders relax down. Hold 4, 3, 2. Step out wide with your right foot. Heel down to the floor. Same turnout. Knees pull out wide. As you lower, everything stays tall. So everything stays tall as opposed to going here, yes? So everything stays tall. Take a look. The knee and the foot travel in the same direction. This is the big no-no. Don't want the foot going one direction and the knee going another. Keep your turnout so that your knees can travel right over the foot. Yes? Up tall. Those arms come wide. Pull in. Out and in. Palms are out. Hold right there. We're going to lift a little bit higher. Pull up a little higher. Hold there. Shoulder height. Make sure that your chest doesn't pull forward. Up. Very nice. Hold right there. And down to the chest, shoulders. Chest, shoulders, chest, shoulders, chest. Hold there. Knees, chest, knees, chest. Don't let those knees fall in. Hold there and bring it down, out to the knees. Last 2. Last 1. And bring it up. And those legs and shoulders, chest, and back all got a nice warm up through that, didn't they? Stepping back, heel down to the floor. When the heel is down, that means the legs aren't moving. Pull the belly in. Whoop. Support here. If you wish to work heavier, you can double up your weights in one hand and pull and push, pull. You're pushing down into the floor, but out in front of your foot. Yes? And I'm going to turn around, so I want you to see that I have a curve in my arm. Yes? Keep that curve as you open. So I'm still curved. I haven't changed the angle of my arm. So I sometimes see this, and that creates a huge amount of torque on the shoulder and the elbow. So make sure you maintain that curve, real important. 2 more. 1 more. Very nice. We pull and push. 1 more, pull and push. And then we open and close. Pull and push. And we open. 2 more. Open. 1 more time. Pull and push. And we open and close. Very good. Let's switch. Other side. So once again, the feet, nice wide stance. Heels are both down on the floor, meaning the legs aren't going to move. Support here, reach here. Remember, if that's too much, do just one weight. If you wish to challenge yourself, You can go a little heavier. There you go. Notice the elbow pulls back, but the shoulder doesn't. So the shoulder stays there. Doesn't go up and down, doesn't go back and forth. One more, and soften that elbow, give me that curve, and keep that same curve as you open and close, and open and close. It goes on a diagonal arc. You got it. If it feels too heavy or you're getting fatigued, please feel free to put down a weight if you're doubled up, or just take a break. Very nice. Here we go. It's 2 pulls. One more pull. And we open and close. Pull twice. And open. And as you pull, keep those abs tight. Yes? They're real tight right there. Stabilizing. You have your hand as a little help, but see if you can make your abdominals carry most of that. Yes? And well done. Go ahead and set those weights down. Find your wall, or it could be a chair, it could be a sofa back, whatever you're going to use as your balance buddy. Start with the inside foot being your balance foot. That's the one that's going to stay. So the outside foot away is going to be your moving leg. Got it? So I'm going to turn slightly to on diagonal so you can see that I'm stepping back, nice big step, dropping straight down, lifting up, coming together, back, down, up, feet together. So you'll notice this doesn't move. It just goes along with the body. Let's do 2 more. This is your last one. And up and down. Good. So switch to your other side. You can switch to a different wall. You can walk to the other side of your chair. Got it? Or you could just turn around. You could be here. I just don't want to turn my back to you. So, are you ready? Here we go. We step back. Bend both knees. Lift. Pull together. Step back. Bend both knees. Lift. Pull together. Step back. Bend both knees. Lift it together. Stay up nice and tall. Where's your head? Floating on top? Yes, it is. Take a look right here. I'm taking a big enough step so I'm not driving this forward knee beyond my toes. Real important. We have one more. And excellent. So we've made our abdominals work, we've made our hips work, we've made our upper body work, continuing upper body using the band. If you don't have a band, I'll show you on our second set that it's the same muscles, but using the weights, all right? So we'll start right here, and we will open and close. So notice my band is right about shoulder width apart. It's going to remain a straight line throughout. So it just becomes a longer line. I control it back in. I don't let it pull me and become a limp noodle. I stop it there. So pull and stop. Can you feel this contraction between your shoulder blades? Hopefully, the answer is yes. Do one more. And nicely done. Taking the hand, thumb up, grasp right at the wrist, and I'm going to slide up right about to my elbow. Lift away. See, this elbow went high, shoulder relaxed, and take aim and release. Pull that elbow way back. Postural muscles, posterior deltoid, lats, rhomboids, and traps. Working so many muscles with this one movement. Let's do two more. And one more. Excellent. Let's switch. Thumb up. Grasp right next to the wrist. Slide just about to the elbow. If that doesn't feel like it's tight enough, don't only go about halfway to the elbow. If it feels like it's way too hard, then go above the elbow. So the nice thing about the band is you can adjust how hard you work. If I'm giving you directions and it feels very difficult, you can adjust. Hands closer to your starting point is going to make it more difficult, and your pulling hand farther away from your starting point is going to make it easier. Easy as that. And two, and one. And this arm was your stabilizer, so those muscles were working hard as well, just to hold that arm out. So give your arms a little shake out. Give yourself a break. How did that feel? Okay, we're going back into the bottom half. We're going into squats, and then I'll pick up the weights and I'll show you exercises to mimic what we just did in case you don't have a band. Press your hands together right here. If you can, keep pressing hard as you sit back and stand up. Keep pressing, press those hands together. So it's a squat. If you need the assistance, especially if you have lower back issues, then your hands are going to be right here on top of your thighs, yes? But if you don't have that issue, I would like you to give me this right here and squeeze. Pull that belly in. You have 4 more, please. It's 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And great job. Roll out those hands and pick up your weights. Okay, so the exercise that we did, that was pulling the band wide. So as opposed to being here, upright, we're going to be here. Oh, what does this look like? Does this look like something we already did? Yes, it does. So I just wanted to show you that there's more than one way to work in with your different equipment to hit the same muscle groups. Yes? And for that bow and arrow, instead of here, because this weight, especially in this hand, is going to create a lot of stress on your shoulder. So you would be here and you would pull up and pull up. So you see how high my elbow goes? Boom. Boom. So before we had the hand pulled in and the elbow tracking alongside the body. This is the elbow wide. And do you see the slight rotation in my shoulders? Good. Let's do 2 more. And 1. I'm not going to do a lot of these because we just did them, right? So you could do one side at a time, or you could do both. Again, if you're doing both sides, then make sure that you're definitely using your abdominals to support your back. If you have low back issues, you definitely want to help support your back with one hand down and just do the other side. Yes? Here we go. And we pull and pull. Good. So I'd love to give you exercises that are going to benefit you beyond just making you look better. I want you to feel better. I want you to be able to get yourself in and out of chairs, get yourself up and down, be able to pick things up and put them back down again, and feel strong and stable while you're doing them. Let's do 2 more. Last one, and well done. All right. Going into, we've already used the core as a stabilizer. We're going to get much more active through the core. You can be in your chair or on the floor. Excuse me. I'm going to find my mat, which was hiding around the corner. So if you are able to go to the floor, I will demonstrate the floor exercises. And if you are not able to go to the floor, I will demonstrate chair exercises for you, all right? So if you're able to get to the floor, for one, if that's difficult for you, this is an excellent thing for you to practice. And you might want to practice near your sofa or something that can help you get up and down. Getting up and down, especially if you take a fall, it's important in your life. Or if you want to play on the floor with a grandchild, it's nice to be able to get down on the level with them and then be able to get yourself back up again. So when you come down, bend your knees, reach, turn your hips to one side. There you go. That's where those strong shoulders, the strong arms are important to help you right there. And then roll yourself down. I like to take myself down onto a side. Yes? So that's the get down. And then of course you can roll yourself over onto your back, or you could roll yourself onto all fours. Getting back up again. Turn your knees to one side. Turn your shoulders to the same side. Use your top hand to help press you up. What? Do you see my leg? It extends to help take more weight the way I want to go, which is that way. So the leg goes, and that helps to push me up. Now my hips, I'm going to turn them toward you. So my hand goes to the floor. My hips are going to rotate here. Do you see my knee come under? So then I have hands and knees, toes tucked. Walk myself there. Step out, hand on here, push, hand here, push. Why do you think we do so many lunges and squats? Okay, so that's getting up and down. Very important skill in life. So let's get down. Yes, all the way down. onto our back. Having a strong core is very helpful in that get up and get down segment, and it's very important in keeping your balance. All I want you to do is start by pulling your belly button toward your spine and release. You'll feel your back completely flatten and release and flatten. If you watch, can you see how the pattern on my pants moves right here at my hip? Because my hip is rolling up and then releasing down by the contraction right here of my belly button toward my spine and release. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. And excellent. Bring your feet a little bit closer to your seat. Pull that belly button in. Keep pulling. Take those hips and lift, 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 lift toward the ceiling. So now the only thing on the floor, my head, shoulders, and feet. Pushing up as far as you can. You should feel really tight through your hamstrings, glutes, and through your back. And hold that 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly roll down from the top of the back. Roll, 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 roll. Ribs are down. Then the hips come down last. And did you see the release? Good. Let's do that again. Pull that belly button down. And then keep lifting those hips up. Up, up. I'm taking my arms up. You could keep your arms here. It's up to you. And hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll it down. Good? All right, working through the front, right here. Cross your hands, please. Lift your head just slightly, and then lift your shoulders. And take the shoulders down, release the head. Head up, shoulders lift, shoulders down, relax. Head up, the shoulders lift because you contract between your ribs and your belly button. Shoulders down, relax. Again, head up, contract, and release, relax. 1 more, please. Shoulders are up, shoulders are down, head is relaxed back. This is your last one. Head up, shoulders, shoulders, and relax. Take a nice deep breath. Important to breathe through these exercises. You don't want to exhale and just hold your breath the whole time. Keep breathing. If you need to, count or talk, because you have to continually take in and let out air and so that you can talk. All right? So take your right hand behind your head just to support your head. Your chin is slightly forward, but not cranked hard. And once again, we're going to lift the shoulders off the floor. I want you to take your left hand and reach for your left ankle. So all this hand is doing is supporting your head so that you don't have to hold the weight of your head up. It's not doing anything else. And you're contracting through the side to make you travel, make that hand go toward your foot. 2 more, 1. So when I switch sides, you'll be able to see this hand movement. So once again, that hand comes behind, lift your head slightly, lift your chest, shoulders come off the floor. This hand is going to reach for my foot. So as opposed to trying to bring myself up across,
I'm taking myself to the side. Keeping your belly button pulled in. 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, all this arm was doing was helping to support my head. So you could let your head relax in that hand and relax back. How did you do with that? So we worked through the obliques, we worked through the abdominals, we worked through especially through the back of the hips and hamstrings. We worked through the quadriceps. We worked upper body. We're going to do just a little bit more upper body and then we're going to stretch. You're in the home stretch. All right. So right here. And option number 1, you want your hands underneath your shoulders. And you're just going to bend your elbows, take your chest and shoulders toward the floor. Notice my hips stay right in place, right in the air. Option 2, notice I'm going to start by walking my knees back. Then I'm going to take my hips forward and then I lift my feet in the air so I'm not right on my kneecaps. Make sure you're not slumped and make sure you're not too piked. This is the next level. So you want your hips, this is like a modified plank, and we'll do the same thing. Oh, we're working the front of the body. And I can't tell you how often I see this. Taking your head, you don't want to take your head to the floor. You want to take your chest to the floor. Leave your head up. Yes? All right. So those are your 2 options on trying push-ups. If getting to the push-up part is difficult, just see if you can hold this and lift up and just hold that. So using the chest, using the belly, and making sure that you're lifting and filling that space between your shoulder blades. Option 1. Or option 2, that same thing right there. Okay? Same thing, you're filling that space between your shoulder blades and you're just holding. So if doing the actual push-ups isn't going to work for you to start with, just see if you can hold your plank for a count of 4 and then relax. Okay, so if you did that and you're ready to be done, you can just fast forward and skip to the stretch. For those of you that have waited patiently for the seated core, here you go. This is for you. You want to make sure that you're seated at the front of your chair, yes? And hands right here. Take your feet just a little bit farther away. Lift yourself up, and I just want you to lift your hips and take it down. Oh, that's kind of hard. Do that again. Lift those hips up. Nobody said that doing things in the chair was necessarily easier. So you're nice and strong. You have to engage through here. This is more upper body. When you're on the floor, it's all lower body. We've got the lower body going now, and then relax. So this is both upper, lower. All right. Woo! Those were difficult. We're going to go into our crunches. So sitting up nice and tall, you're on both sits bones. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And you pull your belly button toward your spine and release. Belly button toward your spine and release. Belly button toward your spine
and release. You can keep the hands right here. You can see how my hands go a little lower, or you could go right here once, the same as we did on the floor, and you contract and lift and contract and lift. It's not a big movement. Pull your belly button toward your spine. Pull your belly button toward your spine. And release. Did you see how small of a range of motion that was? Contract and release and contract and release. That it's because I'm keeping that motion. It doesn't involve a big rounding forward in my hips. It's just the contraction of my belly button toward my spine that takes my hips and ribs toward each other a little bit. So see if you can get that isolation. It's going to super focus on your rectus abdominis. All right, and then we have this one, and you don't really need to have the hand here because you don't need to support your head. So all you need to do is maybe here and slide that hand down instead of toward your foot, just toward the floor. Come back. You still have your belly button pulled up and in as you reach for the floor. You've got it. And you have 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And let's switch sides. Reach over. Make sure you start by making sure you're not slumped. Some people like to put a pillow or a ball behind them as a reminder not to lean into that pillow or ball. Make sure that you're sitting nice and tall. Pull that belly button toward your spine. Reach, pull yourself back up. Reach, pull yourself back up. So you have gravity helping you to get there. You need to think about pull against gravity, come back up. So it's always a little bit different when you go from the floor to the chair, but we're still working into the same muscles. 2 more, 1 more, and excellent. As far as your plank goes and your push-ups, we've done those against the wall before, which you may certainly do. Another option, if going against the wall is getting to be too easy for you, but you're not ready to do it again on the floor, you might want to try right here so that you're on a chair, you're a little lower, yes? And you could start with just your planks. If you need to do a little half plank, just take 1 foot in. So you have a little bit extra support. Once again, if you're going to try to do the push-up, it would be right there. All right? You could also just hold, I call this bear pose. Pull your belly up nice and tall, lift that head, pull those shoulder blades down, just hold that. That causes a lot of fatigue through those muscles. You're working them all really hard at the same time, through the back and through the front of your core. All right, so those are your options, and we get to stretch. Either sitting in your chair or sitting on your mat, extend 1 leg forward. The other leg is bent on the floor. It's turned out wide. If you're in the chair, it's just planted on the floor with the knee at 90 degrees. But you'll notice that's not going to work for the floor. So turn it out if you're on the floor and just hinge slightly forward. Give me a little bit of softness in the knee. If you tend to lock your knee like I do, that's one of the reasons I say it constantly, is because I catch myself locking my knee. So a little bit of softness in the knee. Just hinge that forward. Make sure you keep drinking water. If you haven't had any water through class, have a nice big glass of water after, okay? Excellent, let's switch sides. And I'll show the other side in the chair. If you've done any of my other videos, you've seen it, but just in case this is your first one, welcome. Sitting in the chair, so this leg is just planted, and you hinge forward. And again, a little bit of softness in that knee. Doesn't need to be bent, you're not going to get any stretch, but it also doesn't need to be locked. Breathe through your stretches, please. The stretches help to release the tension that we created when we're contracting to gain strength. We want to also be able to relax. If we all walk around with tensed up muscles, it impedes our ability to move with fluidity. So you want to be able to also flex back, flex and extend back out. All right, so for the front of the leg, if you're in the chair, turn to the side, hold on to the back of the chair and slide this front leg way back. Keep your hips forward. Think of your laces going toward the floor as well. That's going to give you a stretch that goes all the way up the front of your leg into your hip. You don't want to be turned there. You want to be turned there. Continue to breathe. And as we turn and go to the other side, I'll do this one on the floor. You would be on your side. Notice my head is relaxed down, bottom knee slightly bent. I'm going to bend my top leg, reach back and grab my foot, pull my heel toward my seat, and then I'm going to just allow my knee to relax in alignment with my hip. I'll show you a little trick. If some people don't have a great range of motion through their arms and have a hard time reaching, but they can get to the floor, so you can put your band around your foot and then use that band as an arm extension to pull your heel toward your seat. Yes? So that's a little trick that might work for you. On the floor, you're relaxed, so try to relax this leg, yeah? And go ahead and relax. Okay. We have stretched the front and back of the legs. We're going to turn and sit cross-legged if you're on the floor. Let me show you a trick in the chair. Hinge slightly forward. I just place my hands on the floor. You can place fingertips. You can walk them more forward. You can place your palms down, whatever works for you. On the floor, just opening up the hips. If you're in the chair, you can cross the leg. You're going to do one at a time. I'm not pushing. I'm just leaning slightly forward. And if you don't have the flexibility to bring the ankle up onto your thigh, you can cross lower and just turn out. Give me that same turn out. It works either way. Be where you need to be. And then you would switch and do the other side. And if you're doing this on the floor, See if you can recross your legs, because it will feel different both ways. And let's all lift, palm up, reach for your shoulder, press your elbow toward the ceiling. This may be where most of us stop, but for some of us, you may be able to go higher and bring this elbow up, bring this elbow in toward the center of your head, really close, and hug your ear. Make sure you're not hunched. You need to be tall. If you need to hunch to do that, stay here. Good. And that stretches the triceps, but it also goes all the way down that side. Let's try the other side. So palm up, reach for your shoulder, hand on the elbow, press it up. You can hold it there, or you can go there. You want to hug that ear. And good. Take those hands forward, push your palms forward, pull your back open. Feel your shoulder blades slide wide. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Hands behind you. Lift up nice and tall. Pull your elbows toward each other. Good. It would be the same thing in the chair, where you could do it just like this, or you can grab the bottom of the chair, pull your elbows toward each other, pull your shoulders back and down. Wonderful work. Give yourself a great big hug. Pull your elbows down. Open up wide, recross, opposite arm on top. So usually you're going to do your dominant arm first, then do your non-dominant arm. So if you're wondering, wait a minute, which arm did I do? If you're right-handed, then you usually will put your right hand on top first. So do your left hand second, and vice versa. All right, senior strength. This might have been just a little bit long, but feel free to fast forward to the different parts, since I did a specific on the floor and in the chair segment at the end. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next